Hello, we're back. We have on the Pandora Guns N' Roses. I'm not sure whether they are coming up because of the Nirvana that I plugged in or the AC/DC. It would be ironic if it's Nirvana because it's widely believed that they're the ones who actually spelled the end to the Guns N' Roses type of music. But anyway, we're about ready to get started. I did want to mention I actually got a new, this is called a cookie sheet. Some recipes say use a baking sheet, some say a cookie sheet. But this is brand new. This is the best Food Lion has to offer. So I've got it ready. Of course, I've cleaned, washed it, and it's perfectly sanitary. So that's what we'll be doing the baking on. I'll be using this pan here to actually do all the mixture. I'm not sure if I have the camera situated correctly. Let me lower it here a little bit. I'd rather that you see my hands anyway and what I'm doing here rather than looking at me for obvious reasons. Anyway, hopefully, let me take this down a little bit more maybe, I don't know. Okay, all right, we're going with this. Okay, so I'll be using this cup. This was for winning the second flight golf tournament several years ago at the Holy Cross golf tournament. And I probably did well because I did a lot of praying over putts. It was somewhat successful. All right, so we'll put this quality oak leaf. I'm going to drink of this because I'm always before, no matter how many times you do it, before I start cutting into the sausage, I get a little bit nervous. So, all right, let's go with the cutting the sausage up. Oh, forgot. Put the gloves on. Okay, and let's slice up. I understand that you're supposed to cut this lengthwise. Yeah. And I'm going to put all of the sausage in. I've gotten actually a couple of tips since I did this last time, which kind of explain while we're going through it, but I will throw in all of the sausage right off the bat. This is Johnsonville sausage. This is the finest sausage Food Lion has to offer. I understand that Fresh Foods and some competitors have some apparently premium brands, but I think this will do fine. This actually is 20 cents more than Jimmy Dean. Jimmy Dean is a personal favorite for some of the people at work. This will form the basis for our sausage ball mixture here, of course. Now, this is where we're getting into some tips I've learned. I'm not going to throw all the ingredients in at one time. I'm going to just throw a little bit at a time and mix it as we go. Okay, since my hand's a little bit slippery now, not too slippery to hold this. I don't think this is a problem, but I really can't get a grip on this Bisquick, so I'm thinking about actually biting into it, but maybe I have scissors. Yes. These are quality scissors. Any resemblance to the company scissors is completely coincidental. I can assure you I purchased these at Walmart. They just look alike. That's all it is. Because our company, we operate at the highest ethical standard, and of course that would be a conflict of interest to lift company property for personal use. Even though this is not really personal use. I mean, as I said, this is for the Christmas luncheon tomorrow. All right, let's get out some cheese. And I've got this Philadelphia cream cheese over here. I'll be honest with you. Well, I'm going to use all of this, so why not? I don't need the resealable pouch. I'll just cut right through. As they say, cut to the cheese. Okay. There we go. Now I'll pour a little bit of this in. I'm not sure if I'm going with the cream cheese or not. That's out there. That's edgy. I think I saw a recipe that mentioned that, but I have my reservations about that. I'm really thinking I'm getting good enough, and I already have forgotten one thing. I remember that I was supposed to kind of grease this pan with just a little bit of olive oil, and that would keep the Bisquick from sticking. But it's too late for that now. And we might even hear Alan Jackson is one of the artists. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get a Tanya Tucker song. Maybe one of my personal favorites. It's a little too late to do the right thing now. Certainly understand that. I think most of us do. All right. So this is going pretty well here. It's almost too easy, as if I've forgotten something, but I'm not the type person that's forgetful, usually. All right. Well, let's go ahead then and knock in this second bag of Bisquick. It's a little messy here, but you know, I gotta take that out. But as any cook knows, it comes with the territory. All right, so I'm going to just continue to work with this. And I tell you, I don't know if I'm going with that third bag or not. See, this would be not even a cup and a half, though. This would be less Bisquick than even the most conservative recipe calls for. So I definitely will need to put some more Bisquick in, I guess. And I'm going to really jump up the sharp cheddar, though. Really add a lot. I probably will go with the whole 16 ounces here. After I really have no use for cheddar other than this project. I'm really not sure whether the cheese itself will add to the dryness factor or whether that would be a factor that would make this, I would think it would be less dry because cheese, you know, melts. I've never heard of dry cheese. I've heard of dry ice, but you know, I've got a real big problem over here. My music source is completely dried up. I'm not going to stop the process here to check the music right now because I'm about ready to finish segment 2, which I'm calling the pre-baking stage. Speaking of that, I forgot this last time too. I've got to get this stove, the oven preheated. I think bake is what we'll be doing. I forget this every time. But okay, so we've got the oven on. And here, this is another thing. Using the same ingredients, some recipes will say 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Others will go as much as to say 425 degrees for 20 minutes. So all of them agree on one thing, that we need to cook the sausage ball thoroughly so that the meat's completely cooked. We don't want anybody sick from this deal. And if we want it to be a little brown crust on the outside, and of course, as I've mentioned a number of times, definitely not too dry. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I guess I'll have to put in some more Bisquick. By the way, these are 5.5 ounce bags of Bisquick, so if I put all 3 in, it's basically 2 cups. I think what I'll do is just not go quite 2 cups because I'm really not What the heck? Let's throw the whole thing in. I think I am going with some of the cream cheese, just to see how. I just don't want to leave anything back. Kind of like the Redskins, what's left of their football season. It's no use leaving anything back at this point. This could set a record for a dry sausage ball. But dry is not all bad. I'm going with the whole cheese. I'm not holding back here. Some of the best things, some of my favorite things, in fact, are dry. One, of course, being dry weather. A dry martini. Now, that's definitely something that it cannot be too dry. Okay, so where we are now, I'm not going to put the cream cheese in now. I've got to work with this, but I'm going to, this will take care of, I think, phase one. All I have to do is some more kneading or netting or whatever you call it here. So I'm going to turn off the video, and I need some serious work to be done on this Pandora. I'm not pleased with that at all, because we've gone now for several minutes without any music, and that's only done one thing. It's made me want more wine, and that is not always a good thing. So anyway, this will conclude the preparation, and I'll be back shortly. At that point, we'll see what we're going to do with the cream cheese. We'll roll this one big ball into little, some people say walnut-sized balls. I prefer a golf-sized ball myself. But we'll try to get them as closely as we can to be in uniform. Okay, so I will be back shortly.